go for it, then go for it. Go for it, then go for it. We talk about the best years of your life. Those the time when you were a husband or a wife. The time when you was ready to give everything you had to give and you was ready to live. The time when you was strong, easy to get along with. Yeah, smoking a split, doing your own thing, not getting caught up in the game, keeping it the same. All right, it's a daily go getimism show. Y'all know how we doing it. You know how we doing it lately on the late night. But it's gonna be all right. Everything's gonna be all right. I'm gonna be all right. You gonna be all right. Tonight on the Daily Go Getimism show, we are talking about identification, or what are really the best years of your life. You know, people talk about the best years of their lives all the time, the best years of their lives all the time. You know, when you are younger, when you're strong, when you're virile, when you are that, you know, you got it going on, you got the bang and the bow and the bang, you know, all that kind of stuff for a female, for a man, when you are at your peak of healthy perfection, you know, when you can run ball all day, a few games without getting crazy winded, when you have all of your energy, all of your strength and all of your virility. We say that those are the best years of our lives. But I want to take a strong look at what we call the best years of our lives and really try to find out if what we have been calling the best years of our lives are indeed the best years of our lives. Because we say it, but I don't know if we live in it. I don't know if it's an actual fact that the younger years that we identify as being the best years of our lives are really the best years of our lives. We say it. We say it all the time, and it sounds like the thing to say. It sounds like it could be true. But ask yourself, if you are over 40 years old, over 50 years old, over 60 years old, were your younger years, your teens, your 20s, your 30s, were they really the best years of your life? And I'm talking about your life. I'm not talking about somebody else's life. I'm not talking about how somebody else sees it. You. Were your 20s, your teens, late teens, your 20s, and your 30s the best years of your lives? And I have to ask that question because in all reality, when I look back on my 20s and I ask myself, would I repeat my 20s? Would I repeat my 20s if I didn't have a chance to change them? Because normally when we think about the best years of our lives, and normally when we talk about going back in time, we want to make changes in the decisions that we make. But if you are considering something to be the best, why would you want to make any changes to it? So let's ask ourselves that question. If your 20s and your 30s were the best years of your life, would you go back and repeat everything that you did? Unchanged. No, not knowing what you know now. Would you go back and do it the exact same way? I think that's something that we have to take into consideration. If we're going to play that game, you know, we often let other people tell us what the best years of our lives were. You know, you don't want to waste the best years of your life chasing around some girl, following behind some man, having all of these kids, being locked into a bad marriage, wasting all your money, getting a bad reputation. These are a lot of the things that we do when we're younger, because we're searching for understanding. We're searching for acceptance. We're looking for a way to fit in and get in where we fit in. Yes? No? Am I wrong? Am I on the right track? I want to make sure that we following this thing in the right path. But think about it. Think about it. If our younger years were the best years of our lives, would we go back to that time and not change a thing? Because sometimes we say it. I mean, I know we say it because we can't change it anyway. But we often say, I wouldn't change a thing. Interestingly enough, the people that I hear say that they wouldn't change anything are the people that are sick now, hurt now, dying now, people who have really messed up their lives beyond repair. They're normally the ones who say that they wouldn't change anything because the damage is done. Now, of course, there are people who say, "Yeah, I would have never stopped smoking cigarettes if I would have known it was going to turn out this way." You have people who say that, but you have a lot of people who don't say it. They say that they did what they wanted to do, and the chips fell where they fell. And I can understand that, and a part of me definitely respects it. But when we talk about the best years of our lives, has anybody ever told you, or have you ever told somebody else that you wasted the best years of your life? Because those years that you're talking about, if they really are the best, how did you waste them? They were still there. What do you mean you wasted them? Now, of course, we could say that, well, that's just a play on words. It's just the language that we use to identify our younger years, our prettier years, our more handsome years, our virile and energetic years. But were those young, pretty, handsome, strong, virile years the best years of your life? I'm thinking that the best years of your life are probably the years when you have found yourself, where you can identify yourself, where you are sure of yourself, where your self-esteem is high instead of low. When you know who you are and what you are and are sure of what you want to do instead of all of these outside influences being able to come in and tell you what you should do or how you should be. No? I'm just asking. Well, Shirley Sherrill, the world's most precious and greatest pearl in the world. I said, Shirley Sherrill, the world's most precious and greatest pearl in the world. I said, Shirley Sherrill, the world's most precious and greatest pearl in the world. I said, world's most precious and greatest pearl in the world. Yo, thanks for coming on through. I appreciate me some Y, some O, and some yo. I said Y, O, and yo. So that's what we talking about tonight. And we ain't gonna be here no long time. Y'all know how we been doing it lately. We ain't gonna be here no long time, but it's gonna be significant time. Who's to say what the best years of your life are? A lot of young black men, and I do want to stress that this is an issue with young black men, but a lot of young black men spend their younger years in jail, running back and forth to court, trying to duck the cops, trying to duck, getting caught up in the legal system. Those are your young years. Those are your handsome years. Those are your strong years. Were they really the best years of your life? Making kids over here, making kids over there, falling in love with this one, and that ain't the right one. Letting go of that one. That one might have been the right one. You'll never know. That ain't the one you spent the time with. Either that or you had a baby by all of them. You had babies by all of them. How did you spend the best years of your life? Were you even sure of what you were doing? Did that little angel on your shoulder, was he guiding you? Was he telling you the right things to do? Were you listening? How can the best years of your life be the times when you wasn't listening? When you weren't soaking in the information? How can that be the best years of your life? Talk to me. What y'all got? What up, Care Bear? Thanks for coming on through. Good to see you here. How can the best years of your life be a time when you were hard-headed? Well, somebody else will say, though, those were the best years of your life, but you wasted them. So if I'm in jail from age 19 to age 32, you ain't going to tell me that my 20s were the best years of my life, whether I wasted them or not. If I'm in a state where I cannot have freedom of movement, freedom of thought, free will, I'm not going to make the declaration that those are the best years of my life. I don't know about you, but not me. You ain't gonna tell me that the best years of my life are the years that I spent behind bars. No, I didn't waste the best years of those of my life. Those years were setting me up for the best years of my life, and maybe they were coming when I got into my 30s or my 40s if I did a 20-year stretch. 20-year stretch. Maybe I did a 20-year stretch over drugs. Maybe I did a 20-year stretch over a body. Maybe I did a 20-year stretch over a robbery. Maybe I did however, you ain't going to tell me that your teenage or 20s or 30s were the best years of your life if you spent them basically in hell. How can you even look at it that way? What about what you consider to be the best years of your life? What about that? Let's take a look at that. If you were to identify the best years of your life, what would you say? Where would they be? What would the placement be? Make sure y'all hit the like button. Make sure that y'all share the show. Make sure that y'all subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet. This is the Daily Go-Getimism Show. I said the daily, the Daily Go-Getimism Show. I'm your host, Sun752. And we are talking about how do you know when the best years of your life are? Let me see. Care Bear says, the best years of my life is when I had the most opportunities, no matter what the age is. I like that. I do. Because I can feel that. That makes sense to me. No? I think it does. That makes a lot of sense to me. The best years of your life should be the years that you are sure of yourself, confident in your abilities, in love with yourself. Really in love with yourself. Not that kind of in love with yourself that you see on social media where motherfuckers be trying to convince other motherfuckers that they really love themselves. I'm talking about when you really love yourself. And I'm going to tell you when you really love yourself. You really love yourself when you start treating yourself like you love yourself. When you start saying no to things that you would have previously said yes to in order to please somebody else. That's when you know you love yourself. You love yourself when you start treating your body right. When you stop damaging yourself. When you start trying to help yourself more than hurt yourself. When you stop making excuses for fucking yourself up. That's when you know that you love yourself for real. It ain't about what you see in the mirror. It's about what you feel on the inside. And when your inside won't allow you to mess up your outside, that's when you know. That's when you know you love yourself. So now, I hear you, social media. I give you... You got a lot of cats fooled into thinking that they really conceited or stuck on themselves. They not. They trying to get y'all on board. They trying to get y'all on board. I understand the science. But yeah. The best years of my life is when I had the most opportunities, no matter what the age is. Wow. So, for all y'all people in y'all 40s, 50s, 60s, the best years of your life may be coming up. You may not have lived your best years yet. How can the best years of your life be when you couldn't afford to have any of the things that you wanted? I don't care what they are. I don't care what those things are. I'm not saying that you had to be paid, but when you can't afford the things that you want, I don't care what those things are. that can't be the best years of your life because you're spending too much time wanting and not being able to get. I don't care if it's something that costs $500. I don't care if it's something that costs $5. The best years of your life is when you were able to go out and get it. And that's why I don't think that you can be in jail and talk about wasting the best years of your life. Because in jail you can't go get nothing. You can't go away from the jail and get it. You can have somebody bring it to you, but you can't go nowhere and get it. So I don't think that jail offers you a chance to look at anything as being the best times of your life. Care Bear says, I feel like the best years of my life is in the present. Now that I've learned so much about myself, people, and the world. That makes sense. Shirley Cheryl says, I believe the best years are yet to come. Count me in. I'm feeling that. I really am. I can feel that. You may not have experienced your best years. How can your best years be? I don't care how beautiful you are. I don't care how strong, muscular you are. I don't care how confident you seem and all of that kind of stuff. If you are going through a depression, you are not in your best years. Of course, I don't make up the rules, but it makes sense to me. You going through a depressed state. I tell you what, you know what we were talking about a little bit earlier, just a few minutes ago. I was saying if your best years were in your 20s, maybe 30s, late teens, whatever, would you go back and live that time unchanged? Not knowing what you know now, not being able to choose this instead of that. Would you go back and repeat the exact same shit? And as much fun as I had in my 20s, would I go back and relive my 20s? Fuck no. No. You know why? Because this wasn't right in my 20s and this wasn't right either. This and this wasn't in the right place. They weren't in sync with each other. This one was doing what he wanted to do and this one was doing what he had to do. I'm talking about the heart and my mind. I've always been intelligent. Some people say I'm smart. I don't say it. But I will say I'm intelligent. I have learning ability. That's what intelligence is. I had great learning ability. I can learn. But I wasn't putting my ability to learn to very good use in my 20s. My 30s either. My 30s either. Now, I'm not going to say that it all started to come together in my 40s, but my 40s gave me a gift. They gave me some gifts. And the biggest gifts that my 40s gave me was my ability to be sure of what the fuck I wanted, no matter what. To be sure that I wanted this, not that, not these other options, to nail it down finally. To nail it down. To stop accepting this instead of that. To stop accepting that instead of the thing that I actually wanted. And to be honest with you, my 40s were also my healthiest times of my life. I was healthy and, big and muscular and handsome in my 20s and 30s. But guess what? I wasn't as healthy as I was in my 40s. Because in my 40s, I was sure. I was sure of my health. In my 20s, shit, we running away. We running away from drug addiction, running away from alcohol addiction, running away from AIDS and all kinds of STDs and all the crazy shit. That's what the 20s defined me and my crew. We was all worried about that shit. We was caught up in the crack and AIDS era. There ain't a woman alive that I would deal with now that I wouldn't be totally confident that she clean. I couldn't say that in my 20s and 30s. It was a crapshoot. And that's the reason, not the only reason, but it's a big reason why I don't mess around with young girls. They ain't sure about their health because they're not practicing healthy behavior. Because that's not what you do in your 20s. You don't really practice healthy behavior. I ain't saying you don't use condoms, but you don't practice healthy behavior. It's just a fact. It's a fact. On one, you like burning the candle on both ends. So on one end, you're practicing safe sex. On the other end, you're dealing with people that you have to practice safe sex with. Shout out to all my brethren and sisterin who had babies by bums, male and female. Had a baby by baby by baby 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 by bum. Had a baby by bum. Baby had a baby by bum. Spent your whole 20s and 30s trying to clean that shit up. By the time you got into your 40s and your 50s, your kid's finally grown. Were those the best years of your life? Have you learned enough from those experiences to whereas these are the best years of your life? Because you might not be there yet. You might not be there yet. You know what I mean? People out here scared to get into relationships, scared to give their heart away or give of themselves because they don't think that anybody will appreciate them. Well, how can you be in the best years of your life if the best years of your life scared you into being able to grow? Or scared you into not being able to grow, I should say. It's my iPhone 13. I'll call him back. We ain't gonna be much longer. We ain't gonna be much longer. We ain't gonna be much longer. But yeah. Real trap. How can you identify the best years of your life that fucked up everything for your current situation? Oh well, oh well, had I did the right things in my younger years or the best years of my life, then maybe I wouldn't be in a position that I am now. But okay, I get all of that, but you still calling that the best years of your life. The best years of your life are when you are your best self. The best years of your life should be when you are your best self. So maybe somebody gave you a marriage proposal when you was 25 years old. They were trying to catch you in your best years. Speaking of best years, my motivation for making this show was how dudes be running around here telling chicks, "Oh yeah, you spent all your best years running behind these bum ass niggas, these thugs, these hustlers, these whatever. And now you want to settle down with a good man, with a good job, with a stable income. You know what I mean? Now that you ain't super beautiful, bad body, bad bitch, and all of that kind of shit." That was my motivation for making this show. I said, what? You gave your best years to some bums. What do you mean your best years? How was that a best years? So you mean to tell me that the outside, your shell, your beauty, that's what makes your best years? Yeah, to other people, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it's like having a new car, you know what I mean? Yeah. In 88, that 88 car was that shit. It ain't so much the shit in 98 or 2008. Well, it depends on the car now, don't it? Depends on the car. Some cars held up pretty well. Look at all. Last I looked, out in California and places out there, they still riding around in a '64 Impala, Chevy Impala, 60-year-old car, 60-year-old car, baby. It aged the way they wanted it to age. It did what they wanted it to do based on their maintenance and their ability to fix it back up. So how is it? How you gonna say that a woman who wasn't ready to be a good woman, wasn't ready to be a good wife, a good girlfriend, a good mother, a good person? How could you say that was her best years? Because she was cute back then. You know what I mean? Back then, I ain't even care if she wasn't that smart or if she didn't have a lot of upside. She was a bad joint. Oh, so you needed a trophy. Okay, I get it. So your best years, the best years of a woman for you are the years when she has trophy appeal. So your best years are tied up into what your boys think is, I see you, homie. I see you. Cheryl said, I thought that was Jeopardy music. No. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. Whoa, 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 whoa. All right, y'all. We're gonna do these birthday shout outs. We gonna get up out of here now. I told you we wasn't gonna be here that long. You know what I mean? Half hour power. Half hour full power. Half hour full power. Half hour. All right, let's do these birthday shout outs. I said we, me, and you know how we do. We have some birthday shout outs to do. Some people were born on this glorious October 11th, and they deserve to be acknowledged. So let's go about our business of acknowledging them and making them feel special because they are special because they are special because they are S-P-E-C-I-A-L. They get the R-E-S-P-E-C-C. They are S-P-E-C-I-A-L. They get the R-E-S-P-E-C-C. They are S-P-E-C-I-A-L. They get the R-E-S-P-E-C-C. They get number one out the box, my man Ninus, whoa! Turning 53 years old today, and Markali Freezer turning 44 years old today. And also, my girl Tracy Siobhan Grant. Now, she has 2 accounts, and neither one of those are active. You know, people be, I don't know. But she used to be a big supporter of the Daily Go Getimism show. She used to come through every day. And she has contacted the Daily Go Getimism show. So she out there. She just following now, though. Not as active. And also Samia Loving. Happy birthday to you. And Nettie Raw. My girl Nettie Raw. Happy birthday to you. And Tamika Templeton. Go get her, Tamika Templeton. Happy birthday to you. And Monique Savage. Yeah. Happy birthday to you. Last but not least, I want to say I want to say happy birthday to all of y'all. And I hope that today brings you all good health, happiness, mind, body, soul, and spirit. And that goes out to each and every person out there born on this glorious October 11th, anywhere out there in the world, worldwide, internationally, and universally. All of y'all go ahead and turn up. But don't turn up too loud. Just turn up loud enough so everybody can hear you. Rock out. Rock on and do the damn, the rock out. Rock on and do the damn rock out. Rock on and do the damn thing. Do your thing, y'all. Represent the queens and kings. You do your thing, y'all. Represent the queens and kings. Good things happen to those who wait. Great things happen to those who grind, and anything can happen to those who go for theirs. So go hard, go for yours, and remember, go get a Barry Young. And remember, the best years of your life, you can say that those younger years were the best years of your life, but are you sure? Were you sure then? Are you sure now? Were you sure then? Are you sure now? Were you sure then that those were the best years, the type of years that gave you the happiness instead of tears? Because the tears used to fall, whether you did them in front of yourself and God or in front of all. A ball is sometimes the thing we had, but sometimes the ball was the thing that made us sad, and sometimes we got mad at the things that we couldn't control and things that we couldn't really grab a hold of. Yo, push and shove. Yo, push come to shove, we're going to give ourselves a lot of love. I want y'all to know that I appreciate me and you. And so much so that I would do a lot of things to keep it going. Would I relive this thing? I know I bet I would. But would you? That's something that you really got to think it through. Peace to all my day ones, my everydays, and my brand news. I love y'all to death. Resuscitate y'all. Love y'all right back to life. Now, let me tell y'all about tomorrow. There's a whole lot of things going on professionally for me right now. So, tomorrow night, we going to still do this, but it's going to be legally. Like, ain't going to be no 11 o'clock. I'm going to tell y'all right now. We might be looking at midnight. Matter of fact, I might just have to throw the dome light on in the car and do the show on my way home. It's like that. It's like that. It's like that. It's like that. And I'll probably do that. But love is love, y'all, man. I appreciate y'all coming through. And remember that I love you too. And I hope that you really do love me. But I know I said it first and I didn't have to rehearse. And I would do it again and again. And whether you believe that it's a blessing or a sin. But I know that the time will show and I'll be right around the way, yo. Peace. Don't forget to hit the like button. Don't forget to share the show. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet. I'm going to bed. Peace, my love. Me loves. Peace. Peace.